Hi, everyone. I've yet to go live on YouTube before, so let's see how this works. This should be interesting. Um, Again, I'll have to work out the kinks. I've done this many, many times on Facebook, but I'm still thinking about how I will end up connecting with people to get phone numbers, things like that. Let me share this to Facebook so that they can get them. And I hope I can see. Hi, I can see it. Yeah. All right. Let me share this on Facebook. I'm not exactly sure. Hi. I know. Hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to share this in the post on Facebook because even I'm not sure how the hell this all works. I've never used this platform before in this sense. So we're about to find out though. Right now. Hi. Hold on one second. And let me share it to my page. Newsfeed. Okay. Hopefully that works. And again, bear with me on this platform. I didn't bring my glasses either, so this is a little bit different. Hi. Hi. Click out of live. Yeah, I got it already. I did it from my phone because I figured it would be easier than doing it from this platform and figuring out if I even can get back and all this other stuff. Anywho. All right, good. All right, so and my energy's a little all over the place today with everything. Like, I don't know. It's like anything else. I suppose we all have it in our head about how you'll, where you'll be or what day it will be when you find out type thing. I was driving home from my parents. I had to go check on them today. And it's like an hour drive. And all of a sudden my phone's like, going crazy. And I'm like, oh God, please. And I looked at it, I'm like, and it's just like, what? Florida? My mind is still boggled. Yeah, and that can happen, and I've been thinking about a lot of different things. I suppose when you're reading energy and situations, it can come through as a conglomerate of every single thing. And if she did what I think she did, which is spread evidence all over the countryside, and God only knows what actually happened, in the interim, as far as injuries and things like that, where you'd be picking up an energetic imprint of his physicality as well. So I don't know. A lot of it, I think, too, for me, and I don't know about anybody else who reads or picks up energy, it's a mental block. Like I had a block about how she got from the house or whatever situation that was to wherever it was. It took me forever, like over a month. And I think it's because you don't want to believe certain things and your own feelings get in the way. Let's see. No, you didn't miss much. We're here. All right. This would be interesting. Oh, Lord. See, I'm a creature of habit. I don't like to change things. If it's not broke, don't fix it. So this is all new. Yeah, I know I did. You guys want to know? Jana, she says, in your last live, you actually said something about Florida in relation to something else. Another fun fact. I don't know about fun, but this morning, before they announced that they found his body. So early this morning, something was driving me to search for the conversation with the person I had about that case. And that case is over a year old, and actually was at the end of January, like Gannon's. But anyway, so that I could find that bit about what I had said was, because now I have it. I don't know if you can get this information to whomever needs to hear it, but he's on his way to Florida right now. And I said about the number 2, and then they found him 2 hours later in Virginia on 95 South. But the point being is that's the case that I mentioned, and I spent a good amount of time doing a search in my messenger to find it and screenshot it. All right, let's see. Yeah, and I think, you know, there's a lot of you have listened to a lot of different readers on different notes, because I see some things being tied together that weren't, or, you know, saying certain things that, you know, even pointing in my direction that I didn't say, even if they're right, you know, and that can happen, especially over this amount of time. All right, let's see. So this is the thing. We can do some readings. And you guys who are on my Facebook know what I generally do and have done for a while is I have you message me your phone number, so it's not out in, you know, cyberspace just chilling. So I don't exactly, and we don't have the message function here. So, and if anyone knows a way to do what I just said, and the point being the privacy of the phone number type thing, then let me know. All right, let's see. Yeah, a suitcase. I heard about the suitcase, and I've also seen some comments. So I would venture to say that's probably true based on what I've seen and who it's from. And that's what I'll say. Okay. Yeah, you can message on Facebook, but it just becomes like a mess, you know, because it's, you know, going from one platform to another platform. But I think I have a business phone number because Google has this little thing that I found. Yeah, I know. I thought about that. I think I just have to find the phone number here. Yeah, and Jill Thomas said, I don't know what you already talked about, but I remember you mentioned a bridge or an overpass. And a lot of you that I've read for before will understand, because some of you will say, you know, you told me this. And I'm like, what? It's in the memory banks. If it was in a state of emergency, I could pull it up. You see, but I'm present in the moment now. So honestly, sometimes, unless it's something that stands out, like my brother and the number 33 and his date of death, that I'll keep going over and over because it's on my mind constantly anyway, you see? Yeah, I saw that. She got 2 cigarettes. Right, but so everybody's talking about the charges. So, and I went through that myself. I'm like, well, how? So for each count, they're going to add it per charge that it falls under those main charges. That's why you see it. It says on count 1, and then the same charge, but on count 2. So they're covering all their bases, as far as I can see. Charges, not cigarettes. Yeah. Do we believe she shot him? I never got that feeling. So for me personally, I'm not going there. The only thing that marries up, if indeed something does, is that pain in the left-hand side of the head that I always get. But again, maybe that's my block, because this kid reminds me so much of my brother when he was younger that I could see why it would happen. Yeah, I just don't get that. I don't get that. And if you look at those charges, they're specific in the other manner, without having it right in front of me, but it says, you know, to count 1, but it says, I don't know if it says in particular or something, a knife on one of them, and in particular, a blunt object. Yeah, and again, because I see, you know, a lot of trolls on some of my stuff, even on some of my stuff where other people commented their intuitive knowledge, saying things like wrong, this and that. You don't know what in the hell you're talking about, number one, because first of all, the whole goddamn story hasn't come out. So who the hell are you? Okay, so, you know, it makes no sense to me. And no one claimed to know everything. I do what I do because of the connection with my brother. So I strive every single time to sharpen these tools. That's what I do. So I like to see how things fit together, how I pick things up, translate them forward. Okay. All right, let's see. No, so the 900 miles on the rental car, you guys, listen. So the rental was the 28th to the 29th. They're asking, okay, if anyone saw, I think it was, no, I think it was, I think it was the 3rd to the 5th of February, either the 2nd to the 5th or the 3rd to the 5th of February, saw Letitia Stauch. This was post the information that was divulged today about finding him. So I would think that it was most likely around those dates. Okay. No, I do not think she had any help. Still don't think she had help. Nope. Spoke to his dad, who was a cop. Okay, wait a minute. So dad with the phone spoke to his dad, who was a cop for 49 years, on last live earlier, and his dad said if they added the charges after autopsy, they must have some type of evidence. Well, I would think that it would be apparent by even just visually. Do you see what I'm saying? So the two elements that have now been introduced, well, not two, but are his body and whatever evidence that puts forth at that time. Do I have any insight to what I think may have happened? What do you, in what context? God, my mouth gets so dry. I think I just heard the baby again. She just got her first tooth, of all things, today, and I've been waiting for that sucker to come in too. Okay. What I think she did to him? Well, I think I covered that, what I picked up in the first 5. Yeah. And again, there's a lot to be discovered over the course of whatever comes out in the trial. So I guess we'll have to find out. And sometimes those things aren't apparent, and chasing the why of it, I'm telling you, it's just going to give you a headache, because I've done it for all of us 1,000 times. And that's what I got, was a headache. And guess what? Figured out that the why showed up in hindsight. So I just kept on doing what I had to do, and boom, it found me. I never had to chase anything. The first rental went 400 miles and hid him, then went back. She technically, at this point, she said, could she have taken the first rental, went 400 miles and hid him, and then went back a few days later? And I've thought about this, because I initially got that she moved him, but not from A to B, in place A, within that area. So I wouldn't be surprised if she did it a couple times, and then somehow when more shit came out and she thought whatever, and now it's definitely not looking like what she set it up to look like, which is a runaway kidnapping, then move him again. What I just don't understand is how, oh God, I don't know. I thought they were televising the trial. I thought the only part pertained to the case, not all of them, excuse me, but I'm saying a majority of them pertained to the case, but it was search areas. And I was talking about that in my videos, getting like blips on a graph, but not that big spike, which ended up being that the day my brother's anniversary. Let's see. No, you're not frozen anymore? I saw it. Did her daughter help after she? I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, I just don't think so. I just keep hearing what I heard, and nothing to do with this case, but somebody say one time, like, if you don't want anybody to know, you don't tell anybody. Don't even tell your mother. And I kept hearing this throughout the whole case, and it just made that feeling stronger. Like, nope, no. Yeah, so supposedly she had this one rental, which had over 900 miles on the vehicle, supposedly. I'm not thoroughly convinced about that because I know many times that I've dropped off a rental, and I even consulted like my daughter, who's had a few because she's consistently getting in some sort of, well, I shouldn't say it like that, but there's been a lot of work she's had to have done to her vehicles. They don't check right away, or they ask you and you say whatever and take off. So I'm not thoroughly convinced it's 900 miles on there. My thing is that, okay, they're asking if anyone's seen her from February 3rd to 5th. That's nowhere near that 28th, 29th. So it's got to be something different. In other words, they must have a timeline. So they just, because of her scatteredness or whatever it is, they didn't get to the area that it was. 2 more appearances. Well, I think that there's some sort of law I read somewhere that protects, I think it's, I don't know, the arraignment and the first couple of hearings, something like that. But I think they were petitioning the court, and I haven't really read about that. Yeah, there were 2 rental places. I saw that. Yeah, they did it. Well, the thing, it's not that I don't know if they had evidence that he was moved, or they had surmounting evidence in this area that they're calling the murder scene that gave them that definitive, that definitive answer. Like there's no other way out. He's passed because of whatever we found here. So in other words, if they have that in this area here and there's no body there, okay, she moved him somewhere. Okay. All right, guys, let's see. Hold on. Can I get back up? Oh my God. See, this is going to be a fun one. I don't know how to do that. Anybody know how to do that? No, whatever. Sucker. I can't go back. I can't. It's just so different to get up there. I can't. I'm seeing the live chat, but it goes by so quickly. Hi. I don't know if we're going to be able to do readings here without me first thinking about this. So we may have to do the readings tomorrow, so I can figure this out a little better. I can't scroll back up. Oh my God. I see. I've already gone to school. I have 2 degrees, various licensing. I'm at that point where I just want to pay people to do the stuff. I used to go through what? I've built websites. I've done all kinds of stuff. Now I'm just like, oh no, I am too old for this. Hold on. Danielle says, does your brother still have Gannon with him? You still have him? He said, yeah, he's right here. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I'm on the laptop because I've got the webcam. It just makes it easier when I have my cell phone. If I have to, when I do it on Facebook, I can get the messages, and that's how I've been doing it. But some way to slow down chat on computer, but not on mobile device. Oh my God. Yes. I answered that. Patricia Allen. $33. There you go. I don't know. Sometimes I throw things out there like, hey, anybody on YouTube, like on my business page, because it's like 14,000 people on there, and it's like nobody answers me. I'm like, I need help. Okay. Yeah, I thought about that too, and I was wondering what the date was about that Trump's Daytona thing. Was the 16th, right? And then I thought to myself, is this bitch really like enjoying this? Like that's what it made me think of, but you never know. You never know. Somebody asked me about the Delphi murders. This was a while back. I mean, years. So this must be not new. and I remember this because I can still see the guy's face. So I can pull back a little bit right now from what I saw. And the things I remember that stand out are he had something to do with the school. You would never think that he would do this. He's related to a school somehow, like a teacher or a coach or something like that. It started a week earlier and ended on the 16th, and that would make it 7th. So that would make it the 9th. That's still, well, she may also be speaking of the day that she posted this, or somebody screenshot this comment, supposedly, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that'd be a little ironic. Yeah. It was 3 years ago. Okay. I feel like this was like 2 years ago. It must have been right around the time that happened. Yeah, I know. That is fishy. That's what made my eyebrows stand up like, didn't she say that? But I hadn't had a chance to check the dates yet. But the first thought that went through my mind was like, this bitch is she doing this to like taunt them? Like, I don't know. This case, maybe because I'm a stepmom, and I don't know. It blows. I don't know. It just boggles my mind about how I still have a little bit of a block. Can you tell how she got from the point where she hurt this kid that bad that she really thought in her head that this is the only way to do this? Like, to be so callous about, and then on top of it, what really boggles my mind is the other stuff, like the blaming other people and talking shit about like, that's insane to me. Like, somebody really needs to take her out and, let's see. Hold on, you guys, and I can't scroll back up. So see, I'm gonna stop. When I first started doing live readings on Facebook, I used to read through the feed instead of having people message me their number, and I used to get dizzy and headaches. Yeah, I know, but I don't like asking other people. I haven't even been on YouTube that long. Yeah, all that stuff you guys are talking about, like all of it, all that stuff, just maybe because when I was younger, like high school and stuff, I used to love true crime books. And I used to be so fascinated with how they could think like that. It just was so foreign to me. So, and I'm a voracious reader. So once I read pretty much what I thought was everything, I'll move on to whatever. Anyway, however, I've never been directly involved, it feels like, in the movements of it. And that's what it feels like here. So it just, yeah, I don't know. It's insane. I sent you a screenshot on Messenger how to slow chat. Word to my mother. Mm-hmm. All right. I don't know how I put that off. How to slow mo. Go to YouTube, live events on the event news. Just to edit. What? Oh. I have to do that before the event, though. But now I know. Wait, I gotta write your name down so I remember where the hell this is because I get so many freaking messages. And that's slow down. Slow down. Slow. All right, so I can do it that way. I wonder if there's a way to make it. All right, so I can hear the baby. Oh my God, he must be like, what the hell? Every time I do this live, the kids never go to bed, and he's always up there with them. Oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm reading. I think your name would It's hard with these names, especially on YouTube, because it's to address somebody properly. But she said my brother passed away as well at age 21 when I was only 12. I know, that's awful. It's just, and I was saying this before, that siblings kind of get thrown to the wayside in a bit. And this isn't a pity party type thing. It's kind of the truth. You know, the parent loses a child, mother loses a child, and sometimes, you know, it's a child who loses a parent, but the siblings of these people that pass, it just seems like they take on the brunt of this. They not only lost their foundation, you know, every memory they have just about. Now they have lost the mother that they knew, the father that they knew, the life they knew. It's insane, especially at that age, to be 12 or to be like Lena's age, like, oh my God. A Jane Doe case before? No. Oh boy. I hear you. She said log out real quick, then rejoin. She was able to slip away from us. I know. Yeah, I know. It is devastating. It is. Your world forever revolves around that one event. Even when it happens, especially in cases like murder, like when my brother was murdered, because it's so quick, you literally feel like you're in a fog. It's the craziest feeling. Like you can't remember. Like it's weird. Certain events you won't remember. It takes a while. You know, 33 likes. Really? Is this a joke? Just kidding. I'm used to it now. But that's what I'm just looking at the screen. That's what it says. Gannon, somebody said, is Gannon happy he has been found? I don't want to say that he's happy that he's been found. Wait a minute. He said he just doesn't want his mom to worry about where he was. Hold on. It's 10:33 p.m. Oh my God. 33 again. 3/20/2020, huh? Wait a minute. So basically the message is, and I'm paraphrasing the whole thing, but it's making me feel like she was still believing that he was, in other words, this makes it real for them, okay? This makes it real. If anyone's gone to Landon's Facebook page, she's pissed. What do you mean? No help. I don't think she had help. No. I still don't know how to slow these suckers down, so I'm not ignoring anybody. I'm just watching it go, whoop, whoop, whoop. I guess I'm going to have to learn how to use this thing. Yippee. So Cindy, if anyone's gone to her page, she's pissed. You mean in light of what happened today? I will. Why? Of course she is. Like, oh, don't get me started, please, Jesus Christ. Yes, of course she's his mother. Of course. Like, even after my brother died, you still think, I can't explain it. It's like there's still something in you that's like, maybe there's always that, you know, not so much now, you know, given what I do and all this other stuff, but I'm still getting messages. How the hell did he end up in Florida? Yeah, like it. Oh God. I don't have a touch. Oh, I do. Oh shit! I didn't even. You guys, you don't understand. There is a blonde woman, or 2 or 5 that live in here. Just saying. Shit. Thank you. I forgot it was a touch screen. I did that, right? Wait a minute. How did I do that? All right, guys. Thank you. Lord. I don't give it. I don't even know what about all the mod stuff. Hold on. Right. I don't know what you mean by mods on. I'm new to this platform. Oh, this fool over here, dance crump style. Don't you have anything better to do? I know it's quarantine time, but listen, you could be studying or something, you know? Who's Sanjay? Oh, shit. Hold on. Hold on. What? All right, so I see these are all the things I have to figure out. Moderators. I didn't know you guys had moderators up in this piece. I really didn't. I don't know. So bye. Right off. And then I think I can kick him out too. Hold on. Let me see. No, mother. All right. Oh, it just deletes him then? Okay. You guys forgive my poor knowledge of this platform. But now I can't scroll through it. What did I do? Did I do something? Oh, okay, wait, I got it. I got it. Who's Sanjay? Hold on. But this thing goes freaking fast. All right. Let me see. I think I. All right. So did it do it? All right. I just did that one. Okay. Jesus Christ, man. See, I have my Facebook business page all primed. I don't have to do all this bullshit. This is insane. Okay, so I did it right? Yep. No, I blocked. I figured out how to do at least that part. Shit. All right, guys. So what we're going to do is I got to think about how I'm going to do readings on this platform. Do I have readings to do tomorrow? I have one. I think I have two. I think I have like friggin' 7 requests or something like that. And I said on my business page, we're moving. I did this before this whole quarantine, blah, blah, social distancing thing came into play. So I said I was taking minimal readings. Plus, I've been so involved. Honestly, I like lived and breathed this case. It was insane. So now I have a little bit of time. So click on a person you trust and give them the wrench. You're funny. I like you. All right. So now I know how to at least do that. How is Gannon feeling now? Yeah. Gannon's overall concern is not himself. It's been his family, namely his mother and his little sisters. You know, and his dad too, but it's a different type of feeling. I feel like his mother was everything to him, despite what I've seen purportedly written by alter egos and bullshit. Like, please. No. Jennifer Dulo's body. I never read for that piece. I hear the baby. Oh my, it's like they get a memo, or they get like, I don't know. And like, we're not going to bed tonight. All right, let's see, guys. Okay. So, everything is going to fit together now. In other words, you can speculate, you can do all you're going to do, but they have all the pieces, you know, and I mean of evidence type thing. And there must have been some sort of what feels like something that didn't connect correctly, obviously. Well, obviously, now that we know Florida and all these other things, but I'm pretty sure that was one of the FBI agents that was on the witness list. I think that there was somebody in Florida, for one of the FBI. So there must have been, and I'm not saying that this isn't my intuitive reasoning. This is me reading the witness list and putting 2 and 2 together. So I'm not privy to that actual factual hard knowledge of why they had one in, there was a bunch of different states. So it could be anything, but I do remember seeing Florida on there. Yeah, well, she had to have moved him, Angie, because he was found in Florida. So she definitely moved him, but I would think that she probably moved him more than once. The only way I can see T confessing at this point is if somebody pays her or some crazy shit like that. Knowing everything that we found, like, it's got to be some sort of, how do you say it? A superficial bullshit reason, and obviously because of the condition she's under, it's going to be extreme. So it must be money. That's what I would think. I don't know. I mean, she doesn't have anything to bargain with. What the fuck? Like, she's just, a waste of space. Yeah. Let's see. It's very difficult to be in an area that you're not familiar with, mentally be in an area you're not familiar with and have never been there. And you're seeing things, and now you've got to take a landscape that you've never had any interaction with physically and match it up. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I think they're going to be able to put it together now. I still don't think that Miriam, that she caught him, but again, that could be my mental block of who in there, right? Like, I like adore this child, and that's again getting emotionally involved and connected sometimes can do that. I know that's what I heard. The police were on her tail from day one. How could she? I'm saying the same. Okay, but even all right. Let's say, how could she have continually kept moving him? How could she even have moved him at all to Florida? That's so out of my I don't know. Maybe they were so focused on waiting for the technology stuff to come back. In other words, there's a process to getting a search warrant. Then you get this data. Then you got to make sense of what the hell the data is. Do you see what I'm saying? So by the time you do that, even as quickly as a well-run law enforcement agency can be, it still takes time. So there had to have been some idea about it. Exactly. So, and Donna said, I'm from Canada, so I was trying to figure out the area. No knowledge of the area is hard. I found something that looked like, I think she's meant what I was seeing. It was just east of Colorado Springs. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, it's like, I see all kind of trolls saying all kinds of stuff. You think you're going to get it all right? Like, Okay. Does law enforcement get it all right every single time? And they're trained on what they do with factual stuff. Like, mommy. Oh, God. This is funny. You guys watching this stuff. You guys can't see it because they're blocking it. But, oh, this is hilarious. These people. This is a whole nother world over here. They have another language and everything. What? No, about our mom being gone. Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, which one? Bye. Let's see. How do I get out of that part? Okay. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. I don't know actual factual about the suitcase because I keep seeing people ask me questions, but what I can tell you is that I saw a screenshot from what I would consider someone who would know, and that's what they said. And that's what I'll say. Yes, we can. And Ashley Young says, I think sometimes we can see possibilities of what the killer thought about doing as well as what they actually did. And that's a good point. And this was my point, what I was trying to say. I don't know if it was the last update I did, an update before that. I was using that example about getting in the killer's mind and what he planned on doing, but didn't happen. And then I that was the one that was on his way to Florida. So that's the actual example that I used. And the thing I was searching for this morning, I talked about earlier, the screenshots, which I found. Yeah, I know. I don't even know what mods are. See, this is the first time I did this, so it's like, you know what I mean? Just gonna dive into it. Like, wow. So, yes, I told Jane that Gannon has been found. She knows. Make sure they don't block, but make sure they delete the messages. Okay. I don't even block that often on Facebook unless I absolutely have to because of some stuff. Because I really am not like that. I don't give a shit. Like, right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm trying to get this right. I don't know about the rest of everybody else, but that's what the hell I do. Like, I'm not here to gain fame and fortune. That's for freaking sure. Like, if you think that's what this is, you have no idea. All right, all right. So anyway, I got a lot to learn up in this piece. So now I'm on to someone who wanted to thank you in your comment section for you and delete and block people for you. Jane, who's Jane? My daughter. The three will be 4-year-old next month. But let me write these things down. So we're going to talk about mods. This is craziness. This is why I just like to stick with what I know. You know what I mean? Yes, Jane is my daughter. One of my daughters. They get emotional sometimes. Yeah, I get that, but some of the shit's just insane. Like I just got done blocking somebody actually because she was talking shit to me, which I could give two shits about because anything anybody says is not making me or breaking me, believe it. And then okay, I'll get to that in a minute. Oh, will you shut the fuck up? Like, I've been to multiple places. People claim to be haunted. I didn't see or hear anything, so that must mean it's never true. You haven't been to Jupiter either, you ass, but you know it's there. Like, if you're gonna come with something, you better come correct. Because I'm letting you know right now, you won't win. Hold on, you won't win. How do I do this PayPal? There's an ad moderator thing. Yeah. All right, so how do I do this again? Oh boy. It doesn't give me the full, like, It doesn't give me the full scope of what the choice is. Like, you know how it goes dot, dot, dot. I don't know how to get to the end of the dot, dot, dot to figure out. Yeah, I know. I'm going to get rid of him when I figure out exactly how to do that. But anyway, so she's just talking junk. I don't give a shit about that. But then she started talking shit to somebody who commented their intuitive, insight on it. Like, don't come on my channel talking shit to the people that are on there that I allow to say stuff. Like, okay, no, that's when you gotta go. People are funny. I guess they're hiding. I don't know. I got to get used to this platform. This is insane. Oh Lord, I'm gonna have to do. That's what I'll be doing tonight. Watching YouTube videos about YouTube. Yippee! I can get it out. Do I think Harley knew anything? I think Harley was aware because she knows her mother. You know what I'm saying? And I don't put it past her to. And this is not my idea. This is my friend Heather, who is also a medium. But it could make sense that if she told Harley that he was, I don't know, a danger to somebody in the family or something in some way. All right. And that's where I'll leave that. Let's see. What state am I in? Massachusetts? Massachusetts. Oh, please. They must have Christine says, people don't believe. Why do they come in just to abuse? They think they're abusing me. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord help them. It's like a boomerang. Let's see. All right. Yeah, I thought about that too. Like, what kind of selfish mother? All right, and we won't. And I'm not discounting anything else that's happened or the stepmother and that type of thing. But oh my God, does that would leave their child after you lost one already? It just is crazy. Yeah, I know. I wrote that down. Oh God, where do you guys get these from? Like, I've already done all my diligence on Facebook. This shit barely ever happens now. It doesn't. All right. All right. So, yeah, they're closed-minded. I don't give a shit. And she said, people are closed-minded to it. I don't care what anyone else thinks. You don't define who I am at all. Yeah, the self-isolation. I know. What a time to do a live, Joanne. Hey, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to, you know what I mean? Go full speed ahead. All right, let's see. I think I did. I thought I did. I did, right? Yeah, I did. I think I did. I don't. Okay, all right. So would any of you know if I can block people right from here too? In other words, the choices they're giving me are put user in timeout, or hide from this live feed. So I don't know if they're hidden. I'm sorry, if they're hidden specifically from this live feed or from the channel in it as a whole. These are things I should need to know. Do I think she has a disorder? I think she has psychosis because she's. You be more specific about the disorder thing. It's pretty much, it really is very complex, even partially. Did you get the block notices? If so, they help the block. Hold on. Oh, here we go. What do you have, like 17 accounts? You just, your energy's gross. Like, really gross. That's a problem. And I'm really good at what I do, but I wouldn't touch you with somebody else's pole. Just saying. Bye. That's one. Oh, I didn't time you out. What the fuck? You guys, I really am. I need to figure this shit out. um, all right, I think I did that. Right. Click hide from chat if you can't. Yeah. Well, don't worry. You know me. Feel safer when you. I know because I've already worked out all those kinks. Like they already know. Don't do it to yourself because it's not going to end up well for you. I'm telling you. If your intent is to manipulate or to usurp power in some way from myself or anyone else, you're going to lose. It's just the way it is. So let's see. Yeah, I do like Facebook too. I don't know about doing the lives here, and that's what I originally had planned. Was for me to post missing persons cases on the YouTube thing. But then I went from like 0 to, I don't know. I know I went like 0 to 1,000 subscribers, not 0 because there was some on there, but to 1,000 in like 2 weeks, not even, and it just got nuts. She said MJR, which is funny because my brother's initials are MJP, so I think all MJs are related. It's just the way my brain works. And he said, Facebook is the past, don't do Facebook. Sounds like something my brother would say. If I can figure out all of this and cinch the things based on the knowledge I have with what I've already gone through doing this through Facebook, then we could probably rock this. So she said, give me a wrench. I'll bump people off. Oh, Noreen, you're here? Oh. All right, Noreen, you're on deck. Moderate. Because I saw that and I saw the ability to do that. So no, I got that. I know how to do it. I just didn't know what I'm stuck. I'm in the moment in the live now. I'm like, okay, well, I got a bunch of people on here, but I know who that is. So I got one on here now. And does that mean that, all right, you guys, so does that mean that if I choose a moderator, is it like Facebook groups? Do I have the same moderator for, oh shit, forever? Or do I have to choose it every single time? Like, and what does it allow them to do? I'll figure it out. Are you kidding me? Shit. You should already know I don't give up. It's just now I'm at that age where I understand that I don't need to do all that. I don't need to know how to build the website. I don't need to know, well, maybe that's a good idea, but I'm saying other stuff. I can pay people to do it. But I used to have to figure everything out myself because I didn't want to rely on anybody else because, that served me very well at that point. You will have them. Okay, so I'll have them every single live. Like, in other words, if I went off live right now and started another live tomorrow and she jumps on, is she automatically a moderator? Well, I know she is. So 45. Okay. All right. So we're working the kinks out. I see what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying too about choose wisely. And I'm very particular about everything I do. And I'm very, very private. That's why it took me forever to get on Facebook doing live readings. And I was like, oh God, I don't want people watching me. Makes no sense. Now I'm just used to it, so I don't care. Okay, thank you. That's the answer I'm looking for. So that's one of the things I got to slow down those on YouTube. And then what else? The phone situation we'll handle. And we're going to attempt to do this because I'm my Facebook is reacting. Okay. Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of, Tony. She said, I joined late to see anything about the rocks yet. I remember way back you mentioned something about rock wall or stacked rocks. And then I said it in the very last live as well. I just kept saying rocks. I thought that she put rocks on top of him. I don't know. That shit just blows my fucking mind, man. Oh my God. Make anyone you know. All right. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I get it. Okay. Yeah, I get that too, about the rules thing. All right, I'm gonna have to do this again. See, this is like learning a whole nother language again. I'm like, oh, here we go, Joanne. Thought you were through with all that. And that's what my daughter's been telling me for like over a year. You should get on YouTube. I'm like, for what? She's like, you put your videos on there. I'm like, I don't need to do all that. However, something, namely, must have been Gannon, because he was the first missing persons case that I've publicly put out there. All the other ones have been me working behind the scenes with family, and the occasional person who's obsessed with a case type thing. And here I am. So there must be a reason for it. But, me having to deal with a bunch of people who obviously can't pick up an energetic imprint to save their life just really is annoying. But yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm a stickler for being. I like evidentiary mediumship. I literally have clients, and I use this. If any of you have had, I've mentioned this many times to people about the example I use. They're like, I'll say, there's a name. I said, I'm hearing a name like Lisa. They're like, you mean Susan? Swear to effing God. And I'm like, no, Lisa. And I'm always in my brain like, what the hell? Like, and then it makes me think about the people that talk to me about them being taken advantage of. I'm like, whoa, if you do things like that. So I like it to fit as close as possible. And I can feel on the inside how it fits or not. Send me a Facebook message. Okay, okay, that would be good if you could send me that message. I just need, I'm not exactly sure what else I do need. And sometimes that doesn't happen unless you're going through it. So she knew he was going to be found. What she knew he was, she said if she wondered if T reacted at all. She knew he was going to be found. Exactly. They're two totally different names. That's why I'm always like, what? And they're asking me, and I'm the reader, and I'm telling them no. I like it to fit, man. You know what I mean? This is the thing. I never had an instance of grief in my life until my brother was murdered. We didn't have grandparents. We didn't have anything like that. Okay. I didn't even have kids that, the past that were in my grade at school. Nothing. So my first instance of grief was my brother. So if I always said to myself, when I started figuring out what the hell was really going on with me, that when I want to give people information that they can say that there's no other way. People will really sit, and I've said this in my readings, and a lot of you've had a reading, they'll say, is there anything else? And I'm always thinking to myself, okay, you want me to tell you that they love you? Like, I think it's highly, highly probable that the reason you're getting a reading is because you guys loved each other. You see what I'm saying? With a little bit of room for error. 95% positive that that's the reason. So to me, that's an automatic, like, you already know this. Why don't pay me to tell you stuff. You get what I mean? So names, dates, instances, memories, things that connect to the point where, like, if somebody said, to me about my brother, let me think of something. Something about being corny, or you're so corny, or something like that, or that would be him. Do you see what I mean? Like, I just know. Yeah, but not even Lisa and Linda, because this is the thing. I've done this for so long, and I'm such a stickler with being accurate, that they'll give me, I'll use my brother as an example. If they wanted to get me to say Melvin, they'd say something like Melissa, Michael, Melinda, and what stands out in those things and connects is the M and L. So I know I'm on the right track if it's a name with M and L, and I just kind of sit with it. I put it in my back pocket, and I continue on with the reading. And somehow they get it to fit, and it comes through the right way. They get me to say the craziest stuff, probably like that Florida thing the other day, where totally over my head. Like, what the heck? Not even over my head, just right by it. Yep. It's like a muscle. And I've been doing this my whole life. I just thought I was super intelligent like my mother. I really thought that was a thing. Okay. Yes, people's feelings are important. And that's the way when I first started reading, the way that I would hook in is the empath quality. by that feeling. I could get it. Now I just kind of use whatever ability kind of works best in that area, just kind of a natural thing. Hold on. I don't know how he keeps getting a different account and coming back. Like, you really got to have like your hater degree to be doing some shit like that. Insane. Hold on, we'll talk about that in a second. Let me make sure he's back. Let's see. When you told her about that. You think I tripped her up a little bit? I think that she must have been like, oh my God. She must have been like, what in the F? That's what I think. Because I got that feeling. And then when about the fecal matter and stuff too. My brother, what year? 2012. 3/17/2012. Did you miss anything? Oh, shitsy. Well, you missed a lot of me figuring out what in the hell's going on. A whole hour of that and how to, I don't know. I should have known it was going to be like that, but I like to dive right in. You know what I mean? Feel my way around, see what's going down, see what I need. I'm better at that because I can feel all that stuff. Probably a relative of T. Oh, well, I don't give a shit. Well, I don't know. Yes, they found him Tuesday, which was the 17th. Yes, on the 17th, the same day as my brother's anniversary. Let's see. Who? I don't even know where these people are. What's this, Christine? Who's calling a psychic? I do read cards, but I don't need to use cards at all. I developed everything without the use of any tools. I collect cards, as you can see behind me, to try to keep it dynamic because I get bored easily. And people always ask me, they're like, you get bored, you talk to dead people. I'm like, I get bored talking to living people. What the hell's the difference? And that's another key point. People always, beyond the whole like Lisa and Susan example, like, hearing the name Lisa, they're like, Susan? There's other things that people will do. They're like, is he with the 17th angelic choir of the third decahedron of the Orion belt in Sirius? I'm like, what? I'm like, what? I'm like, was he doing that on Earth? And they're like, no. I'm like, it's highly unlikely that's what he's doing now. It's a change in the state of being, like the change in the state of matter. Okay, solid, liquid, gas. Very simple example. I think we all went through that at some point in grade school. Okay, solid, liquid, gas. Your body is made up mostly of what? Water. How do you change water from its liquid state to its gas state? You apply heat, like boiling water. What do? You apply the heat to the water. The molecules of the H2O get all excited. They get so excited, they move so quickly that you no longer see them, and they turn into a gaseous state. Does that mean that it disappears? Does it? Maybe from your visual, but does it mean it does no longer exist? You're breathing air, aren't you? Can you catch it, quantify it? Can you do anything? No, because it's in a gaseous state. It's the same type of thing, all right? Change in the state of being. That's it. Kind of like, another example I use often. Putting the ceiling fan on in the kitchen in the summertime, and it's moving very quickly. And you can see through to the ceiling, right? Let's say, 90%. It's not 100% as if there was no fan, but you get my point. Then you slow it down, it becomes an obstruction as it moves in a I don't say a slower fashion, as it slows down. All right. Same thing with vibration. All right. Wait a minute. Okay. No, Donna says intuitives don't need tools. And I'm not saying that that's not true, but I think this is my thing. And I've trained people, I've worked with many people. If it works for you, it works for me. I don't give a shit. And I'm gonna, my mother, it's funny, my mother is extremely intelligent. And I had said this before, I thought you just think it was extreme intelligence. My mother's white, my father's black. My mother graduated 2 grades ahead of time in high school. She went to school, she's Scottish, she went to school in Scotland, in St. Andrews. My father went as far as the 8th grade. Then he went into the service. He was a Marine. Okay. He's ambidextrous. He still writes his Y's backwards, but his knowledge it isn't to be discounted. Anyway, he has all these, my father doesn't talk very much. You call him, he's like, oh, yeah. I think the older he gets now, because he's older and he can't really move as much. And, so I think when your mortality is facing you, sometimes maybe you open up a little bit more, because he does talk a little bit more, I noticed. But anyway, he always said this: not hurting anybody, not hurting anybody, not hurting anybody. And I think about these little things all the time, because it seems so simple, but it's so powerful at the same time. Let them do what they do. They're not hurting anybody. What the F does it have to do with anybody else? Like, you get what I'm saying? And that goes back to, if it works for you, it works for me. Like, I'm not judging how you get. Are you hurting anybody? Okay, no. Oh. Shake my hand. We got a deal. Like, let's see. I do it to keep, I'm fascinated with oracle cards. And it's like, it's like the man part of my brain. When I do, like, one card pulls on my Facebook page, I do it right by the book. And I see people talking shit sometimes. I need you to explain what it is. Well, maybe you need to, but I don't. So, I do that, and it amazes me how accurate even that is. You see what I'm saying? So it gives me a little bit of a, and I like the imagery, and I just like to collect the decks. Really, it gets me excited when they come in. Like, woo, 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 because other people get excited too. So I don't know, it makes me happy. I like it. Anywho, let's say, where are we? I'm not. Am I missing something here? Maybe. She said she left one. Jesus Christ. Wait, so there must be something else from her, because it sounds like it. Of course. Oh my God, you give me. Oh, I'm sorry. And I wish I knew you guys' names better, because I feel funny calling somebody like Ring of Fire. You know what I mean? And that's not what the person's name is, but I'm just making. Thanks, Karen. There's an R in cards. You know I'm from up north, right? I may do that. What time is it? That's crazy, Donna, that you said that. That's on my list of things to do. And my boyfriend draws really, really well. And it's funny, because I've had this idea before I even got with him. So then I thought, like, ooh, he can do the artwork for me. And it's funny you say that too, because Anne relates to the Gannon case that Palmer Lake Herald had posted something. They're trying to, especially in this time of quarantine, to help support local businesses. So there's somebody in Colorado Springs who developed their own deck and is it Kickstarter? So you know how you like pledge. So I love that post. Went right in. I'm like, yep, take my money. And I pledged, I think it was like $29 or something. And so if she completes the campaign, then I'll get a deck of cards signed. But I was pumped. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I know. But that's why you have to have somebody else who collaborates with you on the artistry part. If that's how you feel, unless you're like me and decide you're going to take a whole goddamn course like this YouTube thing I'm going to have to learn and figure it out, and then figure out that you should just have paid somebody in the first place. Good night. Yeah, Brady. Oh, you're funny, Karen. Brady coming to the box. Do you remember the post I posted when I had that feeling, I'm like, are you going to retire? So I'm still not thoroughly convinced, but I haven't really been watching TV either. So, Massachusetts. I'm in Massachusetts. All right. So this is what we're going to do, people, because it is getting late and I still haven't figured out exactly, because cards I could do without the phone, obviously. However, I think that we're going to do another one of these tomorrow. That's what I think. And I'm going to test it out. And if I don't like it and people don't feel safe here, because I could give two shits, I feel safe everywhere. I work just as well with my light as with my dark. So good luck. Especially it's like complaining to your supervisor. So it doesn't make me feel any type of way. However, oh yeah, I could do a virus thing right now and look into it. However, I do not like other people feel. It makes me, it's worse for me when it's others because I'm extremely protective. So I'll go into overdrive. All right. Well, I said that tea bag would have definitely. I don't know if I ever said that, Brenda, but I'm like that with my reading. Some people say things to me, even like, and then I think they expect me to remember probably because that's their singular or sometimes maybe a couple more times interaction with me. But I read for so many people that my head starts spinning when they do that. So I don't remember saying that she would move the body. I thought that she moved the body from within that. In other words, not from point A to point B, wherever that would be, but within point A. Okay. And I'm still waiting to see if that actually happened. In other words, we don't know if she moved him there, moved him again, moved him 6,000 times. Apparently, there's a lot we don't know because he was found in freaking Florida, of all places. So, oh, but the other thing is, not only did I call the 17th, but do you guys remember that I kept getting 12 as a time and I thought it was his time of death? They found him at noon. I'm still not convinced that it's not both because I can feel around. Like, in other words, if it fits completely, I feel like that feeling like this, I still feel a little wiggle room. And we know, and the fact that we know it was noon when this construction worker found him tells me that there's another point to that time, 12 noon. Yep, it was on there, 12. And I kept telling you it was the time. I'm like, it's a time, it's a time, it's a time. And then that dang, I can't believe that they really did this to me, but with my brother's anniversary, and that really, I got to work on that because they've been telling me this since I started working on this case. But I said to myself, and I even said to my brother, I'm like, oh hell no, they're not going to wait that long to find out what's wrong, what happened with their child. Like who the hell? Like oh no. In other words, like that's it's just not it's not within my scope, not within my scope. But as time went on, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So it kept playing over and over in my head. You know, wouldn't it be? And this is, please don't take this the wrong way, funny, because none of this is funny. But I mean the feeling of it. Like, wouldn't it be not? I don't want to say strange or weird because I like strange and weird, but a lot of people translate that different. That type of thing. Yeah. No, he was found on the 17th. No. He was found on the 17th at noon. Donna, you very well may be correct in that. The only thing that I could think of, you know what's funny, is that I was like, I wonder if she hired a moving company to move her stuff. Because it said U-Haul, but I don't know if she paid anybody to move her stuff. It was a suitcase. Do you feel what I'm saying? But I still feel, my mind feels yucky even thinking like that because I love this kid. Like, it just doesn't, yeah, no. I did have that thought though. Like, would she be that sick to be like, hey, come move my stuff, pay somebody to do it? And so they really moved him. Do you get what I mean? But again, I don't know enough of the facts to be able to put together what I am picking up. If they're asking me if there's a way to contact me, go to Facebook and type in Psychic Medium Joanne Pina, and my page will pop up. If you can't do that, you can email me, spiritmediumjoanne@gmail.com. Yeah, and I kept saying that it was, you know what else clued me in, and it's weird. You know what? You'd think, I was just thinking, like, I remember thinking on the 17th, like, wow, it didn't happen today. How come I'm not disappointed? Swear to God. I'm like, well, because ultimately I want him home. I don't give a shit what day it's on. I wish it never even happened. But if I could have made this happen like it would have happened. So to me, there's really no investment. However, it did keep playing over and over in my head. Wait a minute, let me, so if you look at my series of 5 videos on YouTube, the very last Gannon video has a changed photo. And I said that this would be my last Gannon video. And they made me change it to the hero one with Gannon's face in the background. I made that, and it took me a while it's part of what I do when I do Heaven Mail. So I knew what they were getting me to do, but I didn't really understand why. And then the other clue for me was I belonged to a couple Gannon groups, which I've never posted. And I posted in the one, the event announcement for the very first missing persons case to say if anyone was interested. And then the very next and last post was that photo from that video on the 17th and saying, bring him home. So I thought that was kind of telling as well. Yeah. And, I'm sick and tired of people coming on here saying this, that, the other, and bullshit. Like, I don't do this for you. Like, I do this because I was a victim. I don't want to see a victim because it's not even like that. I experienced grief of a level that I didn't even ever fathom could be possible. Okay. And I don't ever want anybody to ever have to feel like that. But obviously that's highly, highly improbable that I'm going to be able to make that happen given what world we live in. So this is what I do. Yeah, I can do that. Put my email in chat. So I don't care what anybody says. You'd have to tell me what my motivation would be. What motivation do I have pouring blood, sweat, and tears into a case about a child who's missing? You tell me. What is my Gmail? Okay, it's in there. Yeah, I haven't heard the baby in a little while. Jane must have went to sleep because I can only tell with Jane because she comes out every, so often. The kid eats 24 freaking hours a day, and I can't stress enough to you guys what that really means and how how crazy it is. But she'll come out like, can I have fruit snacks? I'm hungry. Can I have an orange? Can I have this? Can I have this? And this kid is hungry. Like, she just eats and eats and eats, but she hasn't done that since I got on here. So, and I did look in briefly. She was watching her tablet, so I'm hoping she just fell asleep. But the baby I heard not too long ago, but I haven't heard her in a second. Let's see. I really don't go on Facebook. Okay, well, I put my email there as well, and I can understand that. Yeah, I said maybe they will find him today on my brother's anniversary because, well, why not? Well, what you guys don't know is I've already said this a few times. One to an admin of one of the Gannon's group, and Heather, who's also a psychic medium. I've said this to her and gone over that, and she confirmed with my brother that that's indeed what was going to happen. But because of these asses that are on here that think they know everything, sometimes I'm just like, whatever, I'm just going to leave it. So I'll sneak things in like that. Well, maybe they'll find him today. You get what I'm saying? So they'll do other things like get me to change the photo, to post in that group when I've never posted. See? I am Bridget. She said, I'm curious if you're drawn to read certain people. Yes, sometimes more than others. However, it's very, very rarely posed a problem in my private readings. Let's see. Goodbye, psychic lady. You're the best looking one I've seen. Oh God. Thanks, I guess. The autopsy, they didn't release the autopsy. If you're asking about Gannon. You watched it 12 hours after. Oh, there's Heather. She's popping in to tell you that that's what I said. It was the 17th. I'm telling you. And then I was like, and I was saying to Heather, I'm like, listen, I don't know. because there's so many other connections with my brother, with me, period. I mean, right down to the nickname that they call Lena, my aunt. My aunt Nadine calls my aunt Bobby Buggy. My aunt Bobby used to take me every single weekend. She lost a baby, okay, at birth. I was born a year later, and that was her daughter. So I'm sure she saw the same type of thing. She used to live with my parents anyway. She tried forever to have another baby, years and years and years. But in between that time, she used to take me every single weekend because she used to live with my parents and babysit me while they went to work. So every single weekend, she would pick me up. Anyway, she didn't have a baby until I was about 10. That's my cousin Robbie. My cousin Robbie is my second instance of grief. He died about a year ago. His birthday is January 27th, which is the same day that Gannon went missing. You see what I'm saying? Gannon's birthday is the 29th of September. My brother's is October 29th. So again, it made too much sense that I kept thinking that he was going to be found on the 17th. Let's see. Do I think the trial will be public? Okay, I will tell you what my thoughts were and what I thought I heard before I even knew the judge was male. And I asked Heather this too. I'm like, is the judge male? And then I proceeded to tell her what I heard. And this was an off the record, off the cuff type thing. I think that she's showcased enough and been enough in the public realm and I'm paraphrasing, I'm not going to say exactly what was said, but that why not? Why not? Donna, I got that too. And I don't know, you can confirm if you felt that way as well. Yeah. Well, to avoid everybody watching her while they talk about exactly what she did to this kid, because that's what I think. That's exactly what I think. I think I would agree with you, Donna, that's a big possibility. Yeah, Renee, we've been talking about the trolls and all the other stuff. I've never been I've never done a live session from YouTube, so I'm not really familiar with the platform, but I'm learning as I go. Whatever. Doesn't bother me. So the virus. Well, before it became a big thing, I actually have a client whom I apparently told, and she may pop in at some time because she's on my, so I won't name any names, but unless she wants to say something, who has a certain business that works with children, and apparently I told her that her business was going to take off. And this, again, I'm saying apparently because it's not that it's in my memory banks, but again, I read for so many people. Her business was going to take off and be crazy busy. So she gets another reading. She tells me about this, that it's crazy busy. And she said, you were right. And she said, I remember, she said to me, I remember thinking, like, what the hell, what the hell are you talking about? So now she's so busy. But the point being is that it had to do with the virus, but this is before it became a thing. I have to check the date the last time I read for her. She's overseas. Anyway, when she asked again about it, I said, I get the feeling that it's not going to be as long as you think. So I think they're going to come out with an antidote, and that's what I'm going to call it at this time. That's what I think. Okay, blaming her as in actual factual, or blaming her like you should have took care of your own kid and this wouldn't have happened? Happiness and jewelry? I don't understand all that stuff. But okay. Thank goodness. No. Because there's not too much wiggle room given those charges. So what plea could she possibly get? You get what I'm saying? There's not too much wiggle room as far as sentencing goes. What are you gonna be like? Well, we won't give you 250 years. We'll give you 150. How about that? Like, do you get what I'm saying? And if it saves money and everybody going through that type of trial, then I'm not against it. And again, I have to go back to what my mother said when they asked about my brother and if she was happy about him being convicted of blah, blah, blah. And I said, why would I be happy? Is it going to bring him back? Because if it's not, then I'm not happy. So that should answer that. That's what I thought. That's what I thought about the no plea. I'm like, I remember saying it on one of the lives. I'm like, oh, maybe even in the, no, I think it was a lot in the live itself, but basically saying if they find his body, like you have no room, none. I keep thinking that too, Tony. I have that feeling too because of the mess. And she crossed state line. That's a federal offense, isn't it? That's a federal charge, not even just like, it's a federal charge now. So I'm not exactly sure about, my sister's an attorney, so I'd have to ask her about it, even though she's not into criminal activity. I don't want to say activity, but criminal law. She does more probate, but I'd be interested to see if there's a difference. I'm pretty sure there is. Hearings were moving forward. Okay. Okay. So as far as the virus goes, what questions do you have about it? Because to me, what question? That's what I'm saying. That's the thing. The death penalty. I don't know how this changes things now. Before it was a county line. Now this is state. I'm sorry, state line. So it's different. Oh, I see. Okay, so that's what I thought you meant, Donna. Yeah, but she's been doing that anyway on any note. So I don't know why. I mean, I guess she'd just be spinning her tires because it's a bunch of bullshit. No, Colorado is trying to get rid of the death penalty, but don't forget it's at the time of the commission of the crime. The commission of the crime, tentatively, from what I can see, is the 27th. At that point in time, the law was still in effect. Yeah, but if they just, it doesn't matter if they just changed it. It's the date of the commission of the crime. I'm pretty sure. I'm not trying to push the fact that that's the direction they'll go. I'm saying, but I'm pretty sure that's what the law states. So what parameters we have to work with. You have military in your streets in New York? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, all right, yeah. And that could be the reason that it feels a little bit because I live way, way out and it hasn't really touched us. There's like, I think 2 cases and it's few and far between. I'm way, way out in Massachusetts. So. Okay, let's see. Did she come back where? Here we go with this bitch. This is what I'm saying. This is why I stick to what I know, because let's see what she's trying to say here. I can't stand people. I really can't. I really, really don't. Why are they boarding them up though, Angie? This is interesting. See, when we all get together. Julie, I got a message from somebody I completely trust, and you're close. What? Look at them. Okay. So it's actually giving some good information from different areas of the country, what they're doing. Yeah, the kids are out of school here as well for 2 weeks tentatively. Right. I do not think that she shot him. But again, what about Monday? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Even here, if they think they're going to abuse me, good luck. I hate having to do that though. Yeah, and as we speak, swear to God, Crucibel. That's an interesting name. Crucibel says he was found and not in Colorado, way off. How about this? I don't give a shit. I don't care. I'm glad people think I do this. I do this for them. Lord, I know what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. And I'm really good about moving energy into the area it needs to go to get done what I want to get done. So whatever y'all say doesn't matter to me. Because guess what? Mission accomplished. He's home. Yeah, I know. Martial law on the 31st. I don't know if I got a date, but they said a 1 week shelter, mandatory shelter or something like that. More than, yeah, that it's, I don't think it's been passed. I don't think it's a law, but it's one of those government mandates type thing. I think we had 25. Yeah, required 100% of the workforce. Woo, I must have missed a whole bunch of shit. Because it just kind of scrolled like crazy. All right, the government in the US required 100% of the workforce to be home except necessities. Okay, but 100% of the workforce, what about nurses and doctors? You must be blocked by them, Noreen. We'll talk after. Yeah, I know, but sometimes it's not, you guys, I think I have one case that I read for somebody, and it was just through Messenger that hasn't. And then there was another one very recently, but that was a different type of thing. That was a living person. That hasn't gotten home yet. And it's funny because that case, somebody just messaged me tonight and asked me, hey, have you read for da 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 da? And I said, I don't think so. I said, but it sounds like there might be. I said, was this the guy that disappeared, that walked off? And she said, yep. I'm like, and that's the one I'm talking about. So he hasn't been found yet. I may look into that again. And then I'll have to go back and see the messages for the person I already read for and probably, post that as opposed to redoing the whole thing. Homeschooling, I don't think they know. Like, I praise daycare every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday when I drop Jane off. Like, listen, if y'all didn't do this, I don't know. I don't know. No, this is this is my original Melvin bracelet. Now, this is an interesting story because this is the Melvin bracelet, the newest one that my mother had made. On the inside, I think it says, this says something on each one. No, that's not it. It was the other one that I had. Anyway, my mother made this new one. Melvin, original one, looked like this. And it said Forever 33 on it. This is Felicia's. This is somebody who requested me to read for her. I think, did I read for Jana first? I can't remember if I did Heaven Mail, but anyway, and I've done readings for her. She sent me this and I wear it, but it's funny, not funny, but Melvin's original one looked like this. And 7 years, was it 7 years? Wait. How many years are we at now? Jesus Christ, Joanne. Was it 6 years? It was when I was redoing the kitchen floor. So 6 years. So 6 years after he passed, and it's funny. It was some sort of. It was on 317. Speaking of 317 in Gannon, and I was redoing my parents' kitchen because why not? I'm an idiot, but anyway. And I went to go. I was pulling up all the tiles off the floor, and my bracelet, this one that looked Melvin's original, not this one, but the one that looked like this one, literally fell off my wrist. And not because I broke it. I didn't catch it on anything. I didn't do anything. It just fell off. And I carried it up. Now, mind you, I haven't taken this thing off in 6 freaking years. And I take everything off, but not that. And sometimes it would come off in my clothes. And I remember the first time it did, and my heart would be racing, and I would always find it. So I learned over time, because of the pattern, like, whoop, you did it again, it's going to show up. Whoop, did it again, it's going to show up. Anyway, I remember carrying that bracelet upstairs to my mother. And she looked like she thought I was going to like flip out and have a meltdown. I could tell. She's like, oh. And my mother's not like this. If you knew my mother screams. That's how she deals with any kind of pain, anything like that. She cleans, she works, or she yells at you. And if this isn't a secret, we all know. Anyway, so she's like, oh, she's like, we can fix it. She went running to her desk. My mother's not that type of mother at all. But she thought, because she knows how I am, and she knows how I am with him, that I was going to have a meltdown. And I didn't. I was okay with it. I took it as a sign that I don't need to wear it anymore. And I felt all right with it. I would have had a meltdown. If it would have been 3 years before that, oh, forget it. I would have had a meltdown. But that's why, and I was thinking about that today too, because somebody else I read for. Oh, yeah, okay. So it's something to do with the colors too. So Gannon's colors are the same as my brother's, like Felicia's. This bracelet, her name's Felicia Baxter. So the colors that match up, you see what I'm saying? Their favorite color is blue, and that stuck out to me too. Other things, like if you guys saw my post on Facebook that I posted, the photos from my brother's album and things like that, you can see they're blue and white balloons. All right. And I don't know who that is. Yes, March 17th, 2012. Mm-hmm. Annie. Happy birthday, Annie. It's your birthday. Yes. Right. And Felicia too. See? But I notice these patterns a lot. These are things that I don't hold on to. I don't chase the why of it. I just put like little tick mark and I'm like, interesting. Interesting. And then a lot of interesting things add up a lot of the time. All right, let's see. Yeah, and she'd been remembering our baby's bracelet for 14 years. I'm shocked it's still going strong. I was shocked that shit lasted. If you knew how hard I am on stuff like that, like, it's ridiculous. So the fact that I had that sucker on, win, lose, draw, rain, shine, whatever was going down, and it lasted 6 years, and it was on my brother's anniversary 2 years ago that it fell off. Okay, on the 17th. I can't believe I didn't have a meltdown. Gannon was 11. Forever 11. My brother's forever 33. Yeah, exactly. That's what, so that's why it's so crazy. Like, it didn't just happen to fall off on that day for no reason. And I didn't happen to not flip out, because if you know me, you know that I get overstimulated very, very easily because of all this stuff that I do. So I'm real easy to flip out on something. Sure. Have her brother Nick. Hey Nick, is it his birthday too? Are they twins? Twinsies. Are they twins? Okay. Well, we're gonna do this tomorrow after I figure all this out. And even if I do a quick session here, quick session, I don't know. I'm trying to keep everything in order. And I saw a platform somewhere that I could stream both at the same time, but I don't know exactly how that would work. Yeah, I know. I gotta go to bed too. Even though my mind's racing right now about how I'm gonna get all this figured out for tomorrow, even though I know about the moderators and all that other stuff. Anywho, and again, I may have to do 2 separate sessions at points, or keep this just for cases and things like that. I suppose I could always post, because you can post in YouTube now. I could post a link to my Facebook, but some of you guys don't use it. See, that's my natural inclination, is to, try to cover what everybody can do, All right, guys. So anything else that I need to know about this? Hold on, guys. What do I charge for a reading? If you go to my Facebook page and click book now, a list of services will pop up, and I do not charge for when I do the missing person cases. No, I don't. I just don't. Still waiting on the weakest link, Joey. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Karen. What's Periscope? Oh God, why do I feel like I have to learn things? I know you don't have Facebook. That's why I'm trying to and you know what? You want to know another thing, Mama Mia? My brother's only daughter was born after his murder, and her name is Mia. We named her. We call her Mama Mia sometimes. And every time I see your name, I crack up because of that. Mia Jocelyn Pena. She has the same initials as my brother. She was almost born on his birthday, actually. My hubby's getting annoyed with me. Mine's always annoying. Poor guy. I know every time I'm like, I'm going to go live. I'm like, oh, I didn't make anything to eat. Because I'm trying to get everything done so I can get on here. And it's like 10 o'clock by the time I get here. Yeah, my niece Mia, she's 7. My brother's only daughter. And my mother has guardianship of her. She lives with my mom. So my brother was murdered March 17th, and she was born October 25th, same year. All right, guys, so I'm going to figure all this out, and we're going to do this again. I think I can actually, I don't know so much about this. I hate having to learn this, but it said when I went to go live on here, it said that I could schedule it. So I don't know if I schedule it. Does it let you guys know that I schedule it? She said, I'm leaving you a hot comment. Does it let you guys know I schedule it? Kind of like when I go and post on my business page in Facebook, an event announcement. Is that what it does? I don't know. We're going to find out, because I think that's what we're going to do. And being that it's Saturday, and it's Saturday and everybody's on quarantine, I'm going to do it during the day, people. During the day. We'll do it during the day. No, it's okay. If I have to, I'll do 2, because I didn't tell you that I would do this and not do it. So I shall. I was trying to get everybody to be on the same, I was going to try to get everybody on the same platform, because it's just easier for me. However, I can do 2. Okay, well, let's see where it brings us, all right? It does say going live in 15 minutes. All right, so I'll figure Renee. People are so I'm so sick of fucking policing stupidity and idiocy. I mean, Jesus Christmas. Lord have mercy. Anyway, no, it is a good medium, but a couple of people did say in the beginning they didn't feel safe because you got these idiots on here who think they can. Okay? So I got to cinch up a couple things, and we'll make it happen. Yeah, I love that kid. I really, really do. Anyone there? What are you talking about? Oh my God. Wait, wrong one. Whoopsies. Hold on. Oh, I just heard a kid. Is that Jane? That's a little bit more entailed than the baby. Anyway, so we'll figure this out. Well, yeah, I know. I've heard about the mods, everybody. I know. Came in here like a fish out of water. I jumped right in like, wow. So anyway, I'll figure it out. No, I'm going to do YouTube. I said I would, and that's one thing. It may take me a long, long time, but if I say I'm going to do something, I'll do it. When? Tomorrow. Tomorrow. That's what I'm going to do. All right. So we'll do that. And if I have to do one and I can't get everybody on the same platform feeling like they aren't being infected by bullshit nastiness, then I'll do two. But if I can get everybody together, so that, because that's how it should be, people. This is my channel. Just saying. If I got to deal with all the bullshit, you should just, at least have respect. That's my thing. And you'll see, some people will do rude stuff sometimes, but it doesn't feel disrespectful. If you feel disrespectful, you're going to feel it back. And you're not going to like it. And that's just me telling you what I've noticed over my lifetime for a long time. But that's why I have good intent. So, oh, that was nice of you, Linda. All right, guys. So I'm signing off this 1 hour and 46 minute. Like, what in the are you doing, girl? You're supposed to be doing readings. I can already hear the bullshit coming. We'll do them tomorrow. All right. What messages am I receiving about him? I think we covered most of that stuff. And his main thing was making sure that he's remembered and not for himself. All right. He says, I think there's something about people with really, really, really big hearts, and who feel misunderstood. My brother was like that too. All right. All right, guys, I'm signing off. I'll figure out what time tomorrow. I have a couple of readings I have to do, so I have to finagle the bagel. All right. Good night. Have a good night. Oh, I saw that. Don't worry, I'm working on that too. I got a list going. But if I don't hurry up and get off, I won't be able to touch all these things up for tomorrow. All right, bye, guys. Have a great night.